Hey VV Nation, welcome to our channel. Well, on Mondays, this is a video that you said that you want to have ongoing. I'm going to give you my top 5 picks for the week. I'm not going to look at any news. It's not anything about what I think. It's all about the power of the program to present to you the top 5 picks for the US market. And yes, that top 5 picks for the Canadian market as well. Again, no news, no anything like that. Let's get right into it. So here we are in the US system right now. And I wanted to say, why did you guys really want to do this over and over again? Because ongoing every Monday, I'm going to give you my top 5 picks. Here were my top 5 picks last week, 515. I wanted to do a quick test of the top 5 stocks. We're going to click on quick test all. And let's see how we did. Well, we outperformed the market. We were up 2.5%. The market was up, or the S&P was up about 1.6%. How about this? 4 out of the 5 stocks made money. Not only that, SMCI outperformed up almost 20% in 1 week. And again, no news, no fluff, no stuff. Just the power of the VectorVest software. Now, one stock did go against us 10%, but I'm going to show you how to know when to get into the stocks, and I'm also going to show you how to manage the stocks once you're in them, so there's no way that you would have taken a 10% loss even if you would have jumped in on it. All right, so let's go to this week, 522, top 5 picks. We're going to stream this as of right now as the market is open. Notice that 4 out of the 5 stocks are up compared to ELF. ELF is a stock that's been rock and rolling. It made my list this week. So let me give you some insight as to what I'm looking for within the VectorVest system to help you to find these stocks to get into. 1, I'm going to use an indicator that's only found in the VectorVest system called CI, or Comfort Index. For those of you who are new to the channel or new to the software, I'm going to right click and I'm going to click on View Stock Analysis Report. Now, let's talk about what CI is and why it's so important. We're going to scroll down, stop price. It's called Comfort Index. Why is that such a cool indicator? CI is an indicator which reflects the stock's ability to resist severe or lengthy price declines. And that's very important, because how many times have you gotten into a stock, it's gone up, and then when it goes down, you sit back and you say to yourself, well, it's just a pullback. Goes down another day, oh, it's just a pullback, I'm fine. And then when it goes down, you sit back and go, what happened? What happened? Because after that, it turns into a car crash. You're like, what just happened? CI is an indicator cast on a VectorVest scaling between 0 and 2. Above 1, the stock is resilient. The stock's got the ability to have a pullback, but resilient enough to keep going up. That's why this is a very important indicator when I'm looking at my top picks for the week. All right, so a VectorVest indicator. Now, another indicator, earnings growth. Why is that only here in VectorVest? Well, you can get earnings growth anywhere, but our earnings, anything that's dealing with earnings, is 12 months forecasted out. All right, so it's a forecasted earnings, and I'm looking at the earnings growth on that forecasted earnings. Why does this help me? Because I want to know the possibility of how much they can grow in their earnings over the next year. The important thing about that is that earnings is the engine that drives a stock's price higher. And if the engine is running and purring, I want to be in the best engine that I can for the stocks that I'm looking for. Another thing that I'd like to look for, so those 2 things are very important. Another thing that I'd like to look for, I'd like to see if a stock is undervalued. Now, you'll notice that UFPT at the top of the list is overvalued. It doesn't make it a bad stock. It just means that people are willing to pay a premium to own the stock. I noticed that Vista is undervalued. HGBL undervalued. Wingstop in my list overvalued, and Elf Beauty overvalued as well. All right, so I'd like them to be undervalued, but it's not a precursor. Another thing that I'm looking for, relative values. Again, only found in VectorVest. I want the upside potential to be nice on these stocks. Again, on a scale between 0 and 2, RV above 1 means that over the next 1 to 3 years, these stocks should outperform a AAA corporate bond. Oh, but wait a minute. One of these is not got an RV above 1. Okay, again, things I would like to have. Next thing, I'd like to have the relative safety above 1. I want these to be safer stocks. Well, 3 out of the 5 have safeties above 1. So what about the other 2? I'm okay. I'm looking for these things. My 2 most important things, though, are CI and earnings growth. The other things that I'm talking about are things that I'd like, but they're not necessary in regards to having me buy into these stocks. Something else that's important, RT, relative timing. I want these stocks to be in an uptrend. You tie the RT above 1 with the CI above 1, folks, you've got a great combination of the type of stock that you're looking for to buy into that week. So this week, I wanted to give a little bit more insight on how I use the system to find these stocks, and then we'll go from there. Now, as I look at the graphs, I'm going to graph them all. As I look at the graphs, I'm going to show you how to get in, and I'm going to show you how to maintain or manage these stocks. We're going to put these on a 6-month graph. For those of you who are VectorVest subscribers, simple layout. I'm looking at VectorVest Simple, but I've added a couple of things. So I've gone over the graph layouts, gone over to VectorVest Simple, but I added RV and RS. I want to see the fundamentals of the stock, and I added CI. That's the only 3 things that I added. So as I look at UFPT, the value is here. The stock is clearly overvalued, but what do I see going on? Love the bottom left, the top right, hitting a new 6-month high. Here's my stop price. You use it as gospel or guide. Again, only found in VectorVest as a means to get you out of a stock. Anytime any of the stocks that I'm showing you go below the stop price, the stock automatically becomes a sell. You automatically think about getting out of it. So what am I looking about getting into it? I'm looking to see if today's high, if the price can go 12 cents higher than today's high to pull the trigger on it. But as I look at how far away from the stop price it is, I've got a level of support sitting at 145.57. That's a good price to get out of the stock before it gets down to the stop price. I like the RT. I love the earnings per share. And there's the CI. All right. The stock's ability to withstand long or lengthy price declines. Let's go to the next stock. HGBL, a little bit more of a sideways, but begrudgingly going up. Beautiful level of support now. Current support sitting at $3.04. Nicely moving higher. Again, because this is trading below $10, actually $20. I would look at 5 cents higher than the high. I've got a beautiful level of support here sitting at 304. RT is there. Look at the earnings and look at the CI. The stocks looks like it has the potential to keep moving higher, and it is below the value, and the stock hasn't been a sell all in the last 6 months. Wingstop, bottom left, top right. Love that stop price, but how about this? Notice the stock's price pulled down to a level of support sitting at $200.34, nicely bounced up above it. I would use that as my first level of getting out, but if I'm trying to get into it, I'd look at 12 cents higher than the high today, but love the earnings, love the RT. It is grossly overvalued, but the stock's price is moving higher, and it doesn't have a lot of pullback. ELF, on the other hand, this stock has been rocking and rolling, settling in right now at a level of 86.36 as a level of support. I'm going to use that as a means to get out. If I'm thinking about getting in, though, I'm going to give you a price of 12 cents higher than this most recent swing high. So 12 cents higher than 93.16 before you pull the trigger. Now, a couple of things do catch my attention. RT is waning. I would really wait on this. I do like the move, but it's pulling back. I would wait on this stock. This is what I'm looking for before I get in. And the last stock in the list is Vista Energy. Same kind of scenario. Love that it's undervalued. It is pulling off this high, leveling into a little bit of a wedge, freehand line. Let's go draw this. I can see the wedge. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. There's my wedge. I'd like to see it break out of the wedge before I pull the trigger on it. But I do have a solid level of getting out at this level of support sitting at $19.58. All right. So those are my top 5 picks going into the week for the U.S. market. And let's do the same thing for the Canadian market. There's my Canadian stocks right here. Same kind of scenario, so I don't have to explain what I'm looking for again. The same kind of scenario, looking at high CI stocks with double-digit earnings growth rate. And these, look at this. Safety, relative value, relative safety, I like fundamentally sound. SCL, fundamentally sound. SGML, fundamentally sound. Bombardier, fundamentally sound. This is the only one, but it's really close. This is Atlas Engineer, very close. So right now, I like these picks. Again, high CI stocks, earnings growth rate, double digits. Let's go take a look at the graphs. Should have the same graph layout. Look at that. Put this on a 6-month graph. Beautifully undervalued. Love the bottom left, top right. Leveling out right now. I've got a solid level of support sitting at $41.15. All right, I'm going to keep that in mind also. There's my stop price. But remember, if the fundamentals are good, you can give the stock's movement all the way down to the stop price to get you out. Notice that over the last 6 months, this stock has not been a sell recommendation. Love the earnings per share. Let's go to the next one, SCL. Man, love the bounce off this level of support. Let me put that on real quick. Look at that level of support right there. Actually, let's go up even more. Level of support 1167 bounced off. The stock did go below that level of the stop price. Got a sell recommendation, but I like the move. The move of RT earnings starting to bounce back up again. Way undervalued. I like this pick going into the week. Let's go to the next stock. SGML. Slowly but surely, a lot more sideways than upward movement, but really using that level of the stop as an excellent level of support. 2 down days, but sitting at a level of support, sitting at 54.01. I would like to see it go 12 cents higher than this high before I jump on board. Earnings is falling a little bit, but from a standpoint of CI, notice that's the biggest move to the downside. It was resilient enough to come back, pulled back a little bit, pulling back. I would keep my eyes on this going into the week, but I do like the pick from a CI perspective. Wow, AEP moving up. The biggest thing that I don't like about this stock is the earnings per share is starting to fall. The earnings per share is starting to fall, but the stock's price is moving up, clearly undervalued. I have a level of this most recent swing high prior to this move up, sitting at a level of $1.11. It's trading at $1.25, and then right there is my stop price. Relative value above 1, relative safety right at 1. Not exactly where I'd like it to be, but you can't fight the tape. The stock is moving higher. I would wait for 5 cents higher than the higher. Actually, I would really like to see it take out the 6-month high, but if not, you can wait 5 cents higher than the high before you jump on board. But watch the earnings per share. Next stock, Bombardier. Now, the cool thing about this stock was trading overvalued, pulled down. Now back to undervalued, bouncing off a level of support at 54.68. RT is right there at the 1. I'd like to see it go above 1, and earnings are starting to rise. I would look at 12 cents higher than the high. All right, with all of that being said, folks, those are my top 5 picks this week for the U.S. market and the Canadian market. You guys wanted it, and every Monday I'm going to give you those stocks. And again, I've given you the insight behind how I am finding these stocks, but I'm also showing you how to get in at the right time. And if the stock is not moving for you, then you don't pull the trigger for the trade. And then I'm also showing you how to exit the trade and take a profit as well. Those indicators like CI and like the stop price and like the earnings growth rate based upon our earnings, these are things that you will only find in the VectorVest software. So make sure you join us every Monday so I can give you my top 5 picks within the VectorVest system for both the US and the Canadian market. Folks, this video is over. And until the next time, see ya.